And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Genesis chapter 1, 6 chapter 8. In Genesis verse 1, 6 through 8, day 2 describes God separating the waters below from the waters above, forming the space called heaven. Many people today understand that the creation of Earth likely unfolded over vast periods of time rather than a single 24-hour day. And acknowledging that possibility helps us explore how the language of Scripture and the discoveries of science might be describing the same events through different lenses. Science tells us that Earth began forming around 4.56 billion years ago from dust, gas, and rock, orbiting the young sun in a massive protoplanetary disk. Gravity drew these materials together into a molten, chaotic early Earth filled with water vapor and gases. This unformed, watery mixture reflects the imagery in Genesis verse 1, 6 through 8, where the waters exist before separation, a world not yet structured, awaiting order. As Earth continued to grow, a giant collision likely struck the planet, ejecting material that became the moon. The young Earth rotated rapidly, completing a full spin in only about 3 hours. This dramatic rearranging of material parallels the divine ordering described in Genesis verse 1, 6 through 8, in which God acts upon the primordial waters to begin establishing boundaries. One of the most intriguing questions in science is the origin of Earth's water. During the period between 4.5 and 3.9 billion years ago, the planet experienced heavy bombardment by comets and asteroids that carried water and minerals. These contributions helped fill Earth's basins and eventually form the oceans. This scientific picture echoes Genesis verse 1, 6 through 8, where the waters below take shape, the gathering of liquid water on Earth's surface. The earliest chapter in Earth's history is known as the Hadean Era. During this time, Earth was far too hot to sustain life, yet it was in these extreme conditions that the essential building blocks of biology began to accumulate. Carbon compounds, amino acids, and minerals settled into the waters. This scientific understanding resonates with the biblical image of God setting boundaries between waters, the waters below becoming a place where the raw ingredients for life would later thrive. As Earth cooled and entered the Archean era, water covered the surface. In the deep oceans, volcanic vents released mineral-rich fluids that may have sparked the emergence of the first microscopic life. Over time, these early organisms developed photosynthesis, releasing oxygen into the seas and eventually into the atmosphere. This gradual transformation formed the earliest version of what Genesis verse 1, 6 through 8 calls the firmament, the space between the waters below and the waters above. By around 3.5 billion years ago, Earth's rotation had slowed to about 16 hours, and oxygen was beginning to accumulate in the air. This scientific description of the formation of Earth's atmosphere directly mirrors the separation described in Genesis verse 1, 6 through 8. The waters above, understood as the sky and the developing atmosphere, are literally forming, while the waters below, Earth's oceans, are now established. Genesis chapter 1 to 6 to 8 describes a world being divided into structured layers, the oceans gathered below, and the sky stretched above. Modern science describes the same outcome through natural processes, the accumulation of liquid water on the Earth's surface, and the creation of a stable atmosphere overhead. Both accounts portray a profound transformation in Earth's early history, the planet moving from an unformed, watery chaos into a world with defined boundaries, capable of sustaining life. When viewed side by side, the parallels between Genesis and science become clear. Day two's separation of waters above and waters below aligns closely with the scientific formation of Earth's oceans and atmosphere. Though written in different eras and languages, both perspectives describe the same essential transition, the moment when Earth became a structured, life-ready world.